This is actually an old concept. We've been talking about doing this for a while, which is bouncing around to different parts of the world, getting affiliate owners together, and just kind of talking best practices, what's worked, what hasn't, things we picked up along the way, things that have come and gone. What is the process for bringing on coaches and getting them up to your standard?
I think Sheree and I learned a lesson. We brought on somebody, our first coach was technically a good mover. And I think a lot of people, when they first hire their first employee, that's what you're looking for, is somebody that's, you know, consistent with the program, they're technically proficient. But unfortunately, a lot of times those people don't have the personality it takes to command a classroom or to demand respect from a classroom or maybe even earn the respect of the class. And what we decided to do after that was more of, hey, who has a great presence in the gym just as an athlete? And everybody kind of listens to that one person, and they all kind of group around that one person. Let's identify who those key players are in our facility, see who would be interested to go into level 1, and just take that first step. Send them to the level 1, because they can't be a trainer until they're a level 1. Once we kind of worked through some of that stuff, we really started to then throw them into not classes, but a shadowing activity, whether it was teaching a foundations or being part of an elements class. And then you start to see that person either shine as a trainer or this isn't quite right for me. And I found that when we followed that idea of just finding the shining star in each class and sending them to a level 1, that was the first step to developing a trainer. But it took the personality. Right? I can always teach somebody to be a better trainer. I can teach them to move a little bit better. But as long as they walk the walk and they have a great personality, we identified them and we tried to bring them up.
That's exactly, we get that question all the time at the level 1. It's like somebody opening an affiliate, hey, how do you find coaches? And I'm going to second that. That's what I always come back to, is finding somebody, as Pat said, that cares. If they're passionate, if they're excited, if somebody walks in the door, they're excited to greet that person, excited to have that person in their class. That's one of those things that's really hard to teach. You can't teach somebody, you can't manufacture caring more.
Or showing up.
But you can, it's like, hey, we need to look here to see this fault. Hey, we need to work on teaching it using this progression. But again, if they have the care, they want to be there, that's the easy part.
This is the person that's so passionate that they're at every single event that you throw down. Whether it's the Turkey Challenge, or whether it's a Christmas get-together, or whether it's Friday night lights. They're there every single time, whether they're working out or not. They just want to be a part of the community.
But I think, and I completely agree with that, but I think there's, and I know in the beginning, in the same way like you get drawn to the better mover, it's the person that's passionate about CrossFit in regard to helping others, and not just CrossFit of like, hey, up here at my back squat, you know, and that's a big distinction.
It's that selfless quality. Then
it really is. Because it's easy to, it's not easy, but a lot of people are drawn to CrossFit initially. They're good at it, and then kind of a natural extension, I feel like, is, well, now I'm going to coach it. And you know, the best athletes don't always make the best coaches. You know, and I think the passionate part about CrossFit in general is absolutely the case. And just making sure that it's not about just finding the best athlete in the gym, you know. And
usually, I mean, let's face it, that doesn't always pan out. And that's when you open it up to a, you know, outside your gym. You put out an advertisement, you know, on Facebook or wherever else you do that, and go through those streams. But I really do think, and I know that Sheree agrees with me on this, that a lot of times there's more respect for somebody that comes from within the gym that they already know.
Well, and it's interesting because
there's a cultural thing.
We differ on that.
There's both sides to that.
Because I think this is something that is not. I think that Roots has done that we don't. That a lot of gyms don't do. We rarely hire from within. Rarely. We find people get. We find that our coaches start with a better level of respect for what they're doing when they come from the outside, and I'm giving the vote of confidence, just pure and simple. Like, I've hired this person, the team all gave me a thumbs up when we did the interview, because we always kind of do that just as a group, make sure everybody's on board. rather than it being like, well, Nicole gave me the vote of confidence, but I had this one interaction one time and I just don't know about it. And and if you think about a community is a fantastic thing, but there's also a level of, okay, and I want to protect my community, you know, sure. And so for us, we have, you know, we've had a couple hires from within, but most of it's been hiring from outside.